Hi, I'm Ted from everythingattachments.com, and I'm going to try to show you how a Leinbach 3-point hitch, PTO driven auger is going to come to you. We're going to ship this in 3 pieces for your convenience, UPS. So you're going to have your gearbox assembly, your main boom and PTO shaft, your hoop or bell, and your auger. These are going to come banded together, shrink wrapped with like saran wrap on them to hold them together, protect them as much as you can. This is going to come, your PTO shaft is going to come banded to your hoop in 2 places, and then it's going to be shrink wrapped also. Your gearbox is going to come just like this with a UPS label on it. So you're going to have these 3 components to install to make a complete PTO auger system. We're going to start by cutting. And we're going to remove the top link on the tractor. We're going to reuse this pin. This is the best way I know of to install this, especially the first time you get it when it's in pieces. Remove the top link from the tractor. We're going to start in the middle hole here. There are 3 hole adjustments. We're going to start in the middle hole. All right, so now your boom's attached. These are 1 1/8" size bolts. You're going to need to loosen this bolt and remove it. You're going to set it across your boom. Install it onto your tractor drawbar arms. Okay, we want this hoop to be as level as we can to get the most lift. And we're halfway up with our drawbar arms. We're going to go with this hole right here. All right, then you'll need to tighten this with an 1 1/8" or 2 big adjustable wrenches. Now that we've got our boom on the tractor, our hoop installed, we're going to install this heavy gearbox. We're going to remove the cotter pin, slide the pin to the edge, slip it under your boom, slide in your main pin, return your cotter pin to the hole. You're going to need to bend that with your pair of pliers. Okay, now that we've got the bell on the tractor, the hoop, the boom, the gearbox, we're going to install the PTO shaft. We've already got the screws unloosened here on the cover, and we're going to unloosen the cover just to show you some of the important safety devices and things you're going to need to know installing this PTO shaft. Okay, the reason this is cut right here is there's a set screw that's going to be holding inside of this groove, so if the shear bolt shears, the PTO shaft cannot come off the gearbox and cause damage. This bolt is designed specifically if your auger hits a rock or anything hard in the ground, instead of tearing up your tractor, your drive shaft, or your auger, this bolt that goes through your PTO shaft is going to shear. And then your set screw is going to hold into this groove to keep the shaft from being able to pull it off. So we're going to remove the bolt out of the end of the PTO shaft. This is a shear bolt, so if it ever quits working, your shaft is still turning, this is the bolt you will need to replace. This is the set screw that is used with an 1/8" Allen wrench, which is going to be screwed down into this groove on the shaft. Okay, so we're putting our bolt through, put our nut on. And that can be tightened with a 9/16 wrench or an adjustable. All right, then we're going to take our safety that keeps the shaft from coming off. We're going to run this set screw in. This is a 1/8 Allen wrench. And we're going to go till it gets tight. We're going to back it up just a little bit so it can turn. And then we're going to lock the screw down, the nut around it, so it can't turn. All right, tighten that. Then we're going to install the PTO shaft onto the tractor. We're going to disconnect the two chains holding the shaft together. You have a pin right here. This has to be pushed in to allow it to go into this groove, which is on the PTO shaft. So the best thing to do is hold your pin all the way in, go in plenty far enough, release the pin, and pull back till you hear it click. And then you'll know it can't go on or off any further. Now on the PTO shaft, these chains are designed to keep the cover from turning in the event you shouldn't be near this in any way, shape, or form, but in the event that something could get wound up around this shaft, these are kept on here for protection to keep them from turning. You're going to have one on your end of the shaft where the gearbox is, and one on the tractor end. So now the shaft can't turn on the outside collar can't turn regardless of the shaft turning on the inside. Now that the rest of the auger is assembled, we're going to put our bit on. We're going to remove the two bolts out of our auger, which will take a 3/4 inch wrench or an adjustable. Line your holes up with your gearbox best you can before you put it on. Okay, and you're pretty much ready to go drill the final shields. And then you're going to be ready to drill holes. The gearbox does come with oil in it. We ship them complete with oil. I'm going to show you where to check it, where to fill it, just in case so you can check it. It always says check before running. There's a pipe plug here. That is where you're going to fill it from. And there's a pipe plug here, and that's your check level. So basically you remove both plugs and fill it till it runs out the side. The gearbox will come with oil, but it's still a good idea to check it.